back to my channel. So as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be doing my labor and delivery story time. I told you guys in the last video that this was going to be my next video, so here I am making it. I just want to say something before we get on with the video. One, if it sounds like I'm talking quiet or like whispering, not really whispering but talking more quietly, is because Lachlan is over here sleeping. I don't want to wake him up because it's really late. Plus he should be waking up soon to eat anyways, so I want him to wake up on his own. And two, I had ordered false eyelashes from Lily Lashes online, and this is my first time ever like wearing any kind of false eyelashes. I don't know how I feel about it. I already have natural long eyelashes, so wearing eyelashes, like false eyelashes, is totally weird to me right now. Like they feel like it doesn't feel normal. So if I look different, that's why. Tell me how you guys like it down in the comment section below. I don't know how I feel about it. Let's just get on with the video. If you guys like this video at any point, please like and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification to see more from me. And I love you guys so much. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. Okay, so in this video, in my previous video, I will tag it up in the corner right here. So if you guys haven't seen that video, you can just click the little link that's going to be in the video and go watch it before you watch this one. If you want, you don't have to. Anyways, so I'm going to start off way before his due date. So it was November 13th. I started to leak fluids, which till this day, like from that day till this day, I highly believe that it was my water slowly like leaking without me knowing. But anyways, November 13th, I started to leak fluids. It wasn't a lot. It was more of like, it felt like I was peeing. But okay, so like for any of the girls, or if this happens to guys too, I don't know, when you're done peeing but you feel like you have to go pee more, or like, I don't really know how to describe it. Like I don't know how to describe it. Anyways, I'm just gonna say this. It felt like I had to like pee more, but like my bladder wasn't full. It didn't even feel like I had to pee. It just felt like just water coming out of my, just coming out of me. And till this day, I highly believe that it was my water slowly breaking without me knowing. Because days after that, so on, I was leaking, and I had called my doctor on, what was it, Friday? Yeah, I called my doctor on Friday when it was happening, and I had said basically like, you know, I don't know what it is. I'm constantly leaking, and he was just like, I'm gonna have you go up to labor and delivery. So I ended up going to the hospital, and they checked me, and they basically said that I was okay and that I wasn't dilated and I wasn't in labor. So I'm in the hospital, and they sent me home because, well, I was in the hospital for 2 hours. I was with my mom, and she had came with me. We were in the hospital for a good 2 to 3 hours, and they sent me home because apparently it wasn't my water. They tested me, and it wasn't any amniotic fluid or none of that. And so they ended up sending me home. And that whole weekend, I was just leaking. Like, I literally could not put on any pants. I was walking around in my underwear and my boyfriend's t-shirt all weekend. So I really just wasn't wearing anything, because no matter what I put on, and sometimes I just didn't wear underwear at all because I was wearing a long t-shirt, you couldn't see anything. And because I would just leak. I would leak through everything. I would get everything wet, and it was just a waste of laundry, and I didn't feel like having to do a bunch of laundry because I'm leaking. So anyways, so the 17th comes around, and I had a doctor's appointment, and I told my doctor that I never stopped leaking, that I leaked the whole weekend, and I just never stopped leaking. And so he checked me there at the doctor's office, and he tested me to see if it was any amniotic fluid, and the test that he took in the doctor's office came back positive. When you take a amniotic fluid test strip and you test it for that, if it comes back blue, that means that I'm positive for amniotic fluid, or the fluid that's leaking out of me. That's what it is. So he ended up telling me that you need to go to labor and delivery right now. And so I ended up going up there. It was me and my boyfriend, and we went up to labor and delivery, and I got all situated, and they tested me up there, and apparently it came back negative, and then it came back positive. I don't understand how that worked. Anyways, overall it came back positive. Same thing that happened down in the doctor's office. And my doctor's office and hospital are like right next to each other. Like you can literally walk. You go outside from the doctor's office and the hospital is literally right there. So that's what I mean when I say down. Anyways, me and my boyfriend were in the hospital for a good 2 to 3 hours. Well, I was in the hospital again for 2 to 3 hours. My boyfriend was with me this time, and they ended up sending me home while my contractions were 3 to 7 minutes apart, and I wasn't really dilated. I mean, they said I was 1 centimeter, which you can go home. You can be stuck in 1 centimeter for a long time. My contractions were 3 to 7 minutes apart, but all over the place, and they weren't close enough for me to stay there or for them to keep me in the hospital. So they ended up sending me home for the second time, and my boyfriend had to work that night, so we went home, and my contractions started getting super, super strong around 6 o'clock p.m. So I remember since I got home from the hospital that same day, which was the 17th of November, I stayed in bed for the rest of the day. I didn't get up because I was in not excruciating pain. I wouldn't go that far. They were bearable. They weren't extreme. They were bearable contractions, but they were getting strong. And I just laid in bed, and they started to get so strong that they almost felt like really, really, really strong period cramps at that point. Like it felt like I was just going through a regular period cycle. That's exactly what it felt like. So my boyfriend ended up going to work around 9 something, I believe. And so between 9 something and 12:55, I was still experiencing contractions. So and I had an app on my phone where I would keep track of them. Anyways, so I had an app on my phone where I would keep track of my contractions, and they were exactly 3 to 7 minutes apart every time. So 12:55 came along. I remember this time exactly. 12:55. I was laying in bed. I was on YouTube. I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers, and I get this weird pop. Like you couldn't hear. It wasn't a hearing pop. It was a feeling pop, and I felt it in my lower abdomen, stomach region, and I got up. I didn't get up right away. I laid there for a second, and I froze. I paused my video and everything, and I just laid there for a second, and I'm like, was that my water? I was so oblivious to it. I was like, was that my water? And then, I got out of, shock mode, and I started getting into panic mode, and I got up, I rushed off the bed, and as soon as I got off the bed, water, I kid you not, it wasn't in movies they make it a gush of water. It wasn't a gush of water, it was a lot of water, but it wasn't a poof. It was more of just pouring out of me. It was just pouring out of, I was standing, when I got off my bed, I was just standing, on the side of my bed, and I had a towel under me, and actually, no, at this time, I didn't have a towel under me yet, but It was all over my floor, and it was just puddle. It was just a big giant puddle of water, and it kept coming out and coming out and coming out. And I ended up calling my boyfriend, and I'm like, you gotta come home right now. My water is leaked. Like, my water broke. That's it. My water broke. We gotta go to the hospital. And I didn't have a second phone number to call my doctor, so I didn't have any contact with my doctor. So I just ended up going straight to the hospital. So we get to the hospital around like 1:45, 2 o'clock a.m. And I immediately get brought up to labor and delivery. My boyfriend had to wait down in the lobby area for like a good solid 45 minutes so they could get me ready and everything. I don't know why. But while he was waiting downstairs in the lobby and I was upstairs, they were checking me, making sure that my water actually did break as my pants are wet. And I'm telling them that my pants are wet. Like, how are you not believing me right now? Like, my pants are wet, my water broke. Like, what do you think it is? Piss? So, anyways, they finally admit me, and I'm asking, like, can my boyfriend come up? Because at that time, he wasn't upstairs yet, and I didn't want anything to, like, further progress and him miss. Obviously, that wouldn't happen. Obviously, hopefully they wouldn't let that happen. So, I kept asking for my boyfriend to come up because I was all alone, and I don't like being in the hospitals already, so being alone was kind of getting my anxiety, like, very, very high. So he ended up coming. They finally agreed to him to come upstairs. They ended up coming upstairs with me, and I didn't. Okay, so I was getting contractions, but they weren't strong until, like, I want to say, like, 3 o'clock in the morning. So a whole hour after that. And oh my god, guys, let me tell you, they were so freaking painful. Wait till you guys hear this stuff. So around 3 o'clock, they get me into the delivery room, like the actual delivery room where I'm going to be delivering. Before, I was in the observation room where they just check you to make sure that you actually, whatever happens, or whatever is happening before they transfer you over to the delivery room, just in case they have an emergency delivery coming in and they need that room, or they need a room, whatever. So they finally get me checked into the delivery room, and they get whatever they need, the IVs in me, whatever, and I'm in so much pain. Every time, they had a hard time finding my veins for the IVs, and every time, I'm just like, can you wait until this contraction is over? Because I kept just getting them, like, I just kept getting the contractions, and I didn't want them stabbing me while I was getting a contraction with an IV. Like, no, that was already painful, and on top of it being stabbed with a needle, like, no. So, anyways, time goes by, and at that point, I want to say, they said I was 2 centimeters, so from around 3 o'clock a.m., I was 2 centimeters. Wait till you guys hear this. 3 o'clock, 2 centimeters, right? So they tell me that they're going to check me again at 6 a.m. to see how far I have dilated. So between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m., let me tell you guys, I was in so much motherfucking pain. Motherfucking, why did I just say that? I was in so much pain, guys. Oh my god. It got so bad. I did not even want my boyfriend near me. Like, there were some points where he would, like, he was so good with me, though. It was so crazy. But anyways, he would hold my hand, and I would, like, let go immediately because I was in so much pain, and I would hug the side of the bed, the hospital bed, because I was just in so much pain. And I was giving all the nurses attitudes, like, because as I was getting contractions, they were asking me questions, and it's like, dude, I don't want to be answering questions while I'm in pain. Like, no, that was not something I wanted to do. So And the one nurse that kept coming in, she was like, what was your birth weight before this, da da da. She's asking me all personal questions, and I'm just like, can you wait until my contractions are over? That's literally what I said. I said to her, and she was like, yeah, no problem. I gave mad attitude, and I didn't care because I was in pain. Anyways, so like 5 o'clock comes around, 5 o'clock, 5:30 comes around. So like an hour, half hour before they're supposed to check me. And at this point my contractions were out the roof. Like I didn't want to talk to nobody. They were coming every 2 minutes, guys. Every 2 minutes I was experiencing pain. The worst pain you can ever feel I was experiencing every 2 minutes. So, I was telling my boyfriend, I'm like, I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna scream. And he was like, don't you dare scream. Don't you dare scream. So they ended up, I did not get the epidural, but they gave me this medicine. I don't remember the name. My boyfriend remembers it. If I remember it, I'll insert the name right here. But they gave me, it wasn't pain medicine because it doesn't take away the pain like the epidural does. It was more of a relaxation medication, and it's through the IV. And I got that, and as soon as I got it, I knocked right out. I was like, I wasn't hallucinating, but like, I was so, I want to say I was so high on the drug that they gave me, not the drug, but the medication that they gave me, that as soon as they gave me it, I literally, like, knocked right out. For 30 minutes, my boyfriend said I was knocked out cold. And then every 5 minutes after that 30 minutes, every 5 minutes, I would wake up with contraction. I would wake up and feel the contractions. So it wasn't like it was pain medication to not feel the pain. No, I still felt the contractions. With that medication, you're supposed to still feel the contractions. It's just supposed to relax you and ease you and make you feel comfortable, because all I kept saying was, I want to sleep, I want to sleep, because I was so, dude, guys, I was up for over, it had to be over 24, no, it was definitely over 12 hours. I was awake for more than 12 hours. And I was so exhausted, and I kept saying, I want to sleep, I want to sleep, I want to sleep. So they finally made me ease and relax with that medication, which I was so happy for. But like I said, it wasn't a pain medication, so I could still feel them. So every 5 minutes, I woke up feeling a contraction. It was so bad. And then they checked me at 6, and I was, what was that? I was 6 centimeters at 6 o'clock a.m. And I remember being awake. I was still like, the medication was still in me, so I was still like in and out. Like I was high on the medication. I want to say I was high on the medication, which I think that's what I was. I'm not sure. Like, honestly, I'm not sure. Anyways, so I was like wheezy from the medication that they gave me. And so I looked at my boyfriend and I go, I'm 6 centimeters already. And oh my god, everyone in the room just laughed. I was so crazy, guys, let me tell you. And then, like, I was not one of those people that, like, stayed calm. I let my emotions show and let you I was one of those people that let you know that I was in pain and I didn't want to talk and I did not want to answer any questions. Like, I was one of those people. And so after that, after they checked me, an hour goes by and they come back in and they check me again. Well, the doctor finally comes in. The doctor that delivered me finally comes in. It wasn't my doctor that delivered me, but it was a doctor that was on call, because my doctor only delivers at a certain time. I don't know, it's weird how my doctor is. Anyways, so the doctor that delivered me came in and she was just like, you're 9.5 centimeters, but you can't push yet, because the way he was, my cervix needed to be a little bit thinner, and he needed to come around just a tiny bit more, like just a little bit, more. And so they had me go on my hands and knees. By this point, it was like it had to be 7:30, 7:20, 7:30 in the morning, and they had me go on my hands and knees on the bed to try and get him to come around that corner, come around that, ooh, I'm sorry, buddy, to come around that bend so that I could push him out. And oh my God, guys, it felt like I had to take a giant poop. Like all I kept saying was, I need to push, because when you're in, for any of the women out there that are either pregnant with their first kid or just pregnant in general, like when you're at that stage in labor that you need to push, like your body cannot control it. Like your body, you can't stop the pushing from coming. Like your body is automatically doing it. I literally had to sit there and talk to myself and tell myself to stop pushing because the doctor didn't want me to push yet. That's how, like, mind controlling you have to be with yourself, because the pushing is like, you want to push, like your body wants you to push, but you at sometimes and at some points you can't because the doctor doesn't want you to yet, or if something happens and you can't push, like it's just sometimes you have to like literally tell yourself to not push if the doctor isn't ready for you to push yet. And it was so hard. And at one point, when I was on my hands and knees, like on the bed, like I said, my body was just automatically pushing. So I turned to the nurse and I was just like, did I poop? Oh my God, I think I pooped. Did I poop? Because it feels like you're taking a big poop. And she was like, no, you didn't. It's just the feeling of you pushing. And I was like, okay. And in my mind, I totally thought I pooped. I was like, oh my God, I'm pooping. But I didn't. And then around 7:50, they finally got me ready. They got me laid down, and I'm like, can I push? Can I please push? And they were like, yeah. No, it wasn't around 7:50 because I took 10 minutes to push, so it had to have been like 7:46 or whatever, because he was born at 7:56. So sooner or later he came out, and it was a crazy ride. I want to do it again. I really, really would love to have another kid. But not until, I told myself that I don't want another one until he's 5, until he's in school. That's just my mindset. I don't want another kid until he's 5. But I will go through it again. In the hospital, after I experienced that, I told myself, never again. I will never experience this again. But as weeks went by, and as days went by as well, I would do it all over again if it meant to have a little baby like this. I don't know. I just, in that moment, I didn't want to go through it again. But now that it's over and done with, and you're here with a baby, I would so do it. I would so do it over and over and over again. Very emotional, very, very emotional. Everyone at my hospital was great. They were fantastic. Me and my boyfriend had our favorite nurse. Oh my God. The one nurse that we had, she was a day nurse, and she was our favorite nurse ever. I didn't know that he liked the nurse that I liked until we left the hospital. And I had told him, I was like, this nurse was my favorite. And he was like, oh my God, mine too. And I don't know, just everybody in general there was nice and comforting and helped me a lot. Helped me a lot. And I couldn't have done it without the nurses and my boyfriend. My boyfriend was so good. The moment that he was born, oh my God, guys, I didn't tell you. Okay, so I didn't tell you. Let's backtrack for a second before I say anything else. when he was coming out, like when his head was coming out, my boyfriend almost threw up. The nurse, his father, almost threw up. The nurse, one of my nurses, turned around and was like, "Are you okay?" Because he was at my, he was up near my shoulder. My boyfriend was up near my shoulder. So he wasn't down looking at anything. But when he did look down, he saw his head. And, you know, it's not the most prettiest thing when a kid comes out. You know, it's bloody, it's messy, it's not some unicorns and rainbows. um, so when he saw that, he literally almost threw up. He got so sick to his stomach, he stepped away from me. He stepped away from me and he just sat off to the side. And then he cut the umbilical cord. And then everything was great. And then we got to spend a lot of time with our baby boy. And that was that. I gotta go feed him and probably go to bed. And I will edit this tomorrow. Depending on how these next 2 weeks go, I think I might go back to uploading twice a week. I'm not sure. I'm just uploading every Monday for now, but I want to go back twice a week. I love making videos and I love editing them for you guys. I just like being active. So, yeah, I'm going to probably most likely go back to 2 times a week, but I will decide that in like another 2 weeks. I'm going to give myself some leeway before I hop right back into just going straight to 2 weeks again. But yeah, so if you guys like this video at any point and want to follow my journey and want to see more of my little boy, hit that subscribe button, join the family, because I would love to see more of you guys. Hit the like button and also hit the bell to get notified for when I post. And comment some video ideas down below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!